Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sairam, everyone. There were a couple of questions which were asked at the end of the last class, so I thought I will just cover that. It's a bit technical from Sanskrit perspective, but I hope those who who are not interested, you can sort of not pay too much attention, I guess, but I will just go over. The word which was asked was Maghavat. Maghavat best Tanushva Midvastokaya Tanayaya Mridaya. So the word Maghavat has two components. One is Magha and the other one is Vat. Let's take each of them separately. Magha is the first part of the word. Magha, if you look at Sanskrit dictionary, you will have multiple meanings because they all derived meanings which have become common in usage. Okay, so you can say a division of the universe, one of the dvipas, name of a star. See, Magha is the month we are actually, in Tamil it's called Masi, but in Sanskrit it's called Magha. Okay, the Magha is also a nakshatra. No, I have not put the month name. A month is also called Magha. The month is called Magha because in this month, the Purnima, the full moon day, happens to be Magha Nakshatra Purnima. So the month is also called Magha. For anyone technical details of astronomy, it's in the Leo or Simha Rashi as Magha as one of the nakshatras. Okay, Magha also means happiness. Magha means a type of medicine, a gift, donation, a reward. All these are meanings which have come derived meanings from this word Magha, and they have been commonly used, and now they sort of become synonymous with the word Magha. But if you look at the etymology of this word, Magha, actually the original word is Maha. Maha means to worship. Okay. And through time, the Ha has changed into Gha in some usage. So in the Vedic work also, you will see Magha used as a synonymous with the word Magha. Maha is to worship. So as worship, how do we worship? We offer something to the Lord. So that is how gift comes. We offer something to somebody, that becomes a donation. We offer something to someone who has done something good, that becomes a reward. So that's also kind of worship. So, it's all derived meanings from the original source, Maha. Because in Sanskrit, they say all words originated from verbs, actions, kridanta. So everything originated from action, which is karma. The entire creation itself has come about from karma. So that kind of so in the meaning for that mantra, Magha I have used as someone who does yajna, okay, offers, worships, okay.
Then let's look at the word vat. Vat is something which you will come across quite often in many of the words. Vat is a pratyaya. Pratyaya means an affix or a suffix, you can say. Okay, there are many pratyayas or affixes in Sanskrit which give certain meaning to the word which that affix follows. Okay, a technical term for this vat is called matup. In Panini in grammar, it's called matup pratyaya. Okay, pratyaya means affix. Okay, this matup pratyaya, when it's affixed, it usually takes the word mat. Usually it takes the word mat. But sometimes it also becomes vat because of some rules. Okay, so it can be either mat or vat. So when it is applied to a word, it usually means someone who possesses that quality. Okay, or it contains that quality, that kind of meaning. So it's a sense of possession. Okay, so in this case, I've given some examples. Bhagavat. Bhagavat means one who possesses bhaga. I think we have looked at bhagavaha. Bhagavaha is something which we already dealt with. Bhaga is the sixfold quality of virtues, one who contains it. So that Bhagavat, that word becomes Bhagavan, Bhagavan, various various evolution of that original raw root word. Okay, Bhagavat. Dhanavat. Dhanavat means one who possesses wealth. Dhanavat. Dhana means wealth. Dhanavat means, so that becomes Dhanavan, Dhanavan, things like that. Then another word which I have chosen is Bhaktimat. Bhaktimat. So in this case, you can see in the previous two, it becomes Vat. In this case, Mat has come. Okay. Bhaktimat means one who possesses bhakti. Okay. Devotion. So it becomes Bhaktiman and so on. Then I would use another example also, which is Buddhimat. Buddhi, intelligence or discriminatory power. Whoever possesses this is called Buddhimat. That means Buddhiman. Okay. So that is the use of the suffix or pratyaya called vatup, and it becomes vat or mat. There's another word which I have not put here, which is Brahman. Brahman. Okay. Brahman comes from one who possesses the quality of brih. Brih is to expand. Brahman means that entity which possesses the quality of expansion. Okay, Swami will say expansion is love. So the universe is continuously expanding. That is why it's called Brahman. Of course, then there's always the controversy of Brahman, whether that's the pronunciation. So one who is a Brahmana means one who has the ability to expand and see the entire world as one, as divine. So whoever gets that person is called Brahmana. Okay, so all of us should we should live like a Brahmana, Swami will say. That means we should possess the ability to have an expansive vision. Expansive vision is to see the entire world as one, divine. Okay, so that is, I have not put the word here, but I thought I would just touch upon that. The next word I think was asked was pari. So pari is what's called an upasarga. Okay, pari is an upasarga. Upasarga is a prefix. Upasarga is a prefix. So it is used in the sense of around, about, things like that. Okay, something which is around. Okay. Parivartana is one example which many teachers would give, Sanskrit teachers, which is parivartana means that which expand, that which continuously evolves. Okay, vartana means circular movement. Okay, so that means circular means parivartana means that which keeps on circulating. In this world, everything is a circular motion. Okay, so pari is something which goes around, all about, things like that. when it's used as a prefix. But pari also comes from a verb pari, which means removing, taking away, and so on. Okay. So in different situations, we have to see whether it is used as a prefix or whether it's used as another word, which is pari. So depending on that, the meanings can change slightly. It has to be contextual. In Sanskrit, everything is contextual. What the sound or word is used for, and we have to take the most elevated meaning for our purposes from the spiritual perspective. Okay, so that's this just information for anyone who is interested. There are 22 prefixes which are used in Sanskrit. Pra, para, apa, sam, anu, ava, nir, nis, tus, dur, vi, ang, ni, adhi, su, ut. I think there's another one, ati, which I have missed out, it looks like. Abhi, prati, pari, upa, and so on. I will fix it and add a couple of them and save it because I don't have it here. So pari is either a prefix or sometimes it's a word by itself and has multiple meanings. So when we look at the mantras, there can be many meanings, and I am just picking one which sort of appeals to me, because otherwise each mantra we can discuss for a day. And so that's the reason, and you can do your own study based on your level of interest. Okay, now we will with those words I will. Yes, Brother Kumar.
Brother, the one of the prefixes you mentioned here, towards the end, it says prati, right? Prati. Or do you say prati or you say prati?
Pratis. But there are some words, brother, where it's like prati bhatika, like that there is words. But pra is the simple prefix, brother. Pra.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Like, you will say pratha kala,
Yeah,
pratha. Pratha kala means there it becomes pra. But the original prefix itself is pra only.
Pra. Okay. Thank you, brother.
Okay, Sai. So we'll go to the 11th mantra, which we covered last time. I will just go over because I don't think I covered the Dhyana Shloka for that. So I'm just going to quickly go through for this one, and then we have one more mantra, which is the 12th mantra, which is the final mantra of this Anuvaka, 10th Anuvaka of Rudram. Okay. I think no harm in just revising. So we will go over. Vikirida Vilohita Namaste Astu Bhagavaha Yaste Sahasram Etayonyam Asman Nivapantu Ta. Vikirida Vilohita Namaste Astu Bhagavaha Yaste Sahasram Etayonyamasman Nivapantu Taha. Vikirita Vilohita Namaste Astu Bhagavaha Yaste Sahasram Hetayonyamasman Nivapantu Taha. In terms of pronunciation, no aspirated letters here, consonants. Here, bha is the fourth consonant, fourth letter in the pa varga, so it has to be aspirated. Bha. Yaste sahasram hetayonyamas nivapantu ta. No aspirated consonants. The simple pada breakdown, word to word breakdown, is Vikirita Vilohita Namahate. The ha has become is because of sandhi, so that's how it becomes Namaste. Namahate Astu Bhagavaha. Yas Yate become the Visarga also has again become is because of sandhi, so it becomes Yaste. Sahasram, I think while chanting you also say Sahasragam, and that's only related to chanting Yajurveda mantras. So its simple word is Sahasram. Hetayah Anyam Asmat Nivapantu. All these four combined form. Hetayonyamasman nivapantu. Okay. Hetayah plus anyam becomes hetayonyam. Okay. Visarga becomes O and the becomes silent. So it becomes hetayonyam. Okay. That plus a becomes ma, masmin, masman. Okay. Masman. So like a becomes a, ma. So, but the simple word is anyam and asmat. This it, because of sandhi, it becomes in, because it's followed by ni, it becomes in. So that's what you get asman nevapant. But the simple word is asmat. This also mat has come. I will not asmat nivapantuta. We'll go to the next word to word meaning of this. Okay. Vikirida is addressing the one who scatters blessings, who scatters. I have chosen blessings. There are some commentators who have said he scatters punishment also. But I think punishment is also blessing. It's a blessing in disguise. So I've gone with the word blessings. Okay, because blessings is not even mentioned.
Sairam,
Yes.
Sairam uncle. We did it this one last week.
Yes, we did it, but I had not covered the Dhyana Shloka. I'm going over
Okay, thank you.
because I don't want to take up the Dhyana Shloka by itself, so I'm just going through the mantra. I think a little bit of revision is okay, I guess.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, yes, thank you. So Vikirida means one who scatters blessings. One who scatters blessings is assumed thing which is it scatters everything in this world. Below Hita, one who is of white and red color. I think I mentioned it's like the fire. It can be red, it can be colorless, it can be blue. That energy, which has a different colors below Hita. We also can be many. Okay, so colors can change. Namaha salutation, te to you, astu. May my salutation to be to you, or scatterer, or the one who is of a Vilohita, various colors. Bhagavaha, one who is the embodiment of the quality of Bhaga, the sixfold virtues which we talked about: Aishwarya, Virya, Yashas, Shri, Jnana, Vairagya. That's Bhagavaha. Ya, te, which, te, your, Sahasram, thousands, Hetayaha, weapons, Anyam, foreign or other, Asmat, us, Nivapantu, may destroy, Taha, those. So we are saying, oh Lord, we bow down to you. All the infinite weapons, the Sahasram, thousands of weapons of yours, may they destroy that which is other than us. Okay. Anyam, Nivapantuta. Okay, so we already discussed that, so I will just go to the next page. I had just taken an excerpt from Swami's discourse. I will again go through. There's no harm in reading and reminding ourselves again. From the Sat has emerged all there is. The Sat permeates the whole of creation. Nothing exists without the powers of Sat. Behold the glory of this eternal Sat. Tossed about on the bitter ocean of mundane existence, going hither and thither without a rudder or compass. If only you steady your mind for a moment, the Lord of Sri will send you, O man, his rescue boat. The love of God is the foremost reward to be attained in human life. It is more precious than all the wealth in the world. All wealth and position are obtained by the love and grace of the divine. The value of Bhagavat Prema, the love of God, can be realized only if the meaning of the term Bhagavan is rightly understood. Brahman, Parabrahman, Shabda, are among the terms used as appellations of Bhagavan. The term Bhagavan is the sweetest of them all. Bhaga, the one who is repository of all divine attributes, is uniquely worthy of adoration. Okay. Ga refers to one who has all the excellences and who creates, sustains, reabsorbs everything. The letter Bha has two meanings. The Sambharta and Bharta. Sambharta means one who is competent to make nature the instrument of the creative process. Because he is also competent to sustain what is created, he is called Bharta. Bha has other meanings as Shanti, light, effulgence, illumination. Ga means all pervasive. One or one to do in Telugu means one who is capable. Hence the term Bhagavan means the one who is capable of lighting the divine effulgence, the illumination of wisdom, the eternal inner light of the soul. So as you can, Swami has taken this Vat and he has still one to do in Telugu. Okay. That means one who is capable, one who has that ability. Okay, one who possesses that qualities of Bha and Ga. Okay, so again Matu Pratyaya Vat. Okay, so one, what becomes one, and so on, depends in different situations. It sort of morphs into those words. Okay, so that is that. So let's look at this. All this we had covered last week. So now we will go on to the Rishi for this mantra is a sage called Pulaha. Okay, the Chandas is Anushtup Chandas. Devata, the Lord, which this mantra describes, is Shambhu. Shambhu. Okay. We'll go to the Dhyana Shloka. Prasanna Vadanam Shantam Charitodvaha Mandanam Ambaya Sahitam Dhyayet Sura Sanghai Prasanna Vadanam Shantam Charitodvaha Mandanam Ambaya Sahitam Dhyayet Surasanghairavishtutam. Prasannavadanam Shantam Charitodvaha Mandanam Ambaya Sahitam Dhyayet Surasanghairavishtutam. We will look at the meanings and some break of some words. One should meditate Dhyayet, Dhyayet. On the one with gracious face. Prasanna Vadanam. Prasanna Vadanam. One whose face is very pleasant to look at. It's always pleasing. Okay. It's full of grace. Prasanna Vadanam. Peaceful. Shanta, one who is peace himself. On that Lord we will meditate. We should meditate. I've said one with adornments of marriage. Okay, so what is this marriage? See this word Charitodvaha Mandanam. So it has three words: Charita, Udvaha, Mandanam. Okay. Charita means one who is going, has gone, has moved towards that kind of thing. Chara, all comes from the word chara. Charita. So Charitam also means story, history, also called Charita, the story of somebody. That means how they move, the movement of their life is Charita. Okay. If somebody has lived, their Charita means the way they moved, their entire movement, collection of movement is Charita. Udvaha. Udvaha means marriage, merger, union. Okay. Udvaha means actually it's something which rises up also. Okay, multiple meanings. Mandanam. Mandanam means someone who is very well adorned. Okay, whose appearance was very well adorned is Mandanam. Okay, so we are saying he has very pleasant face, is Shantam, peaceful, and he's going for marriage. Okay, because the Lord is always about uniting, one big union, divine union, merger. So the Lord is ever ready for that merger. He is pleasant and he's inviting everyone to merge in him. So that kind of a Lord, Ambaya Sahitam, is with the mother, Amba. Is sort of accompanied by the mother. Ambaya Sahitam. Because nature is, after the world, the nature is the spouse of the Lord, The Lord is united with the nature. Worshipped by hordes of devas. Sura means devas. Sanghaihi means collection of them, group of them, hordes of them. Abhishtutam means praised by devas, of collection of devas. Okay, so that is the Lord to whom we are worshipping. So whatever the Lord does is to facilitate a merger. So he's ever ready for that. So marriage as a concept is very popular in Sanatana Dharma. We will have Lakshmi Kalyanam, Gauri Kalyanam, Sita Kalyanam, everything is celebrated. This the merger of the nature, the creator Jivatma with the Paramatma. So that kind of a meaning from the Dhyana Shloka. Okay, so now I will go to the 12th mantra. Sahasrani Sahasradha Bahuvostava Hetayah Tasamishano Bhagava Parachina Mukha Kridhi Sahasrani Sahasradha Bahuvostava Hetayah Tasamishano Bhagava Parachina Mukha Kridhi Sahasrani Sahasradha Bahuvostava Hetayah Tasamishano Bhagava Parachina Mukha Kridhi. Let's look at the consonants which may need some attention. Sahasradha. Dha is the fourth letter in the third varga, so it has to be aspirated. Okay. Sahasradha Bahuvostava Heteha. No other aspirated consonant in the first line. Tasamishano Bhagavaha. Bhagavaha. So this Bha is aspirated, which is the fourth letter in the Pa varga. Parachina Mukha. This Ka is the second letter in the Ka varga, so it has to be aspirated. Mukha Kridhi. Again, Dhi is the fourth letter in the Ta varga, so it has to be aspirated. Mukha Kridhi. Okay. So those are the consonants which you need to pay attention to for the purpose of pronunciation. We will look at the word-to-word breakdown of this mantra. Sahasrani, Sahasradha, Bahuvoho Tava. Okay, Bahuvoho Tava. This visarga becomes is, and that's how you get Bahuvos Tava. Bahuvos Tava. Hetayah. The next Tasam Ishano, and E becomes me because of Sandhi. As you can see here, me. Tasam Ishanaha. That visarga again becomes O because of Sandhi. Okay. Tasam Ishano. Only because it's Sandhi with Bhagava. Otherwise, simple word is Ishanaha. Tasam Ishanaha. Bhagava Parachina Mukhakriti. No other breakdowns. Okay. So we look at word-to-word meaning of this mantra. Sahasrani. Sahasrani is plural. Sahasram is singular. Sahasrani, thousands. Maybe I should say many thousands, because thousand, otherwise thousands is good enough. Sahasram itself is thousand. Sahasrani means many, many thousands, plural of thousand. Okay. The next word is Sahasradha. Sahasradha means in thousand forms, in thousand different kinds. Sahasradha, okay, or thousand different ways. In all those kind of meanings come from the addition of the word dha. Okay, Sahasradha. So in thousands, in thousand different ways. Okay, that's what it means. So multiply thousand by thousand, it's infinite. Okay. Bahuvoho. Bahuvoho is a dual, sense in the two. In Sanskrit, there is singular, dual, and plural. Two has its own set of words in Sanskrit. For example, Ramaha means one Rama. Rama means two Ramas. Ramaha means many Ramas. So that kind of meaning in Sanskrit is available. So in this case, Bahuvoho, in, that's why it's the seventh vibhakti. Seventh vibhakti of the word Bahu. Actually, it may be slightly different in classical Sanskrit. In Vedic Sanskrit, they use Bahuvoho. Okay. So Bahuvoho is the way classical Sanskrit is. But there are some differences between classical and the Vedic Sanskrit. So here we are dealing with Vedic Sanskrit. So Bahuvoho is the Saptami Vibhakti or seventh Vibhakti of the word Bahu. So in both the hands. Okay. Tava. Tava means your. It's the second Vibhakti of Tvam. Sorry. Sixth Vibhakti of Tvam. Okay. Tava means your. Of you. That which belongs to you is Tava. Tava. Hetayaha. Hetayaha means weapons. Okay. So we're saying there are thousands of weapons in thousand different kinds, different ways, different forms in both of your hands. Okay. Sahasrani Sahasrada Bahuvoho Tava Hetayaha. Tasam. There. It's an object. Okay. Tasam. There. Them or there. Ishanaha. We are addressing to the Lord. Ishanaha. It's one name. Isha. It comes from the word Isha. Ishana, that which who possesses Ishana, you can say Ishanaha. O Lord, addressing to that Lord. Bhagavaha, O Bhagavan. Okay. Parachina. Parachina man, turn them away. Para means away from us, outside of us. Okay. I put filled with transcendental. I will come to that meaning. Okay. Mukha. Mukha means face. Okay. Kridhi. Kridhi means make it happen. Do. Okay. So we are saying, oh Bhagavan, all the thousand weapons of thousand kinds which are all in your hands, let them be facing away. Let them be turned away from. So from where we will say, oh, from us. Even the previous one, Anyam Asman Nivapantuta, let it destroy that which is not ours, not us. So some of the commentators have said, let them, destroy all the other people, all those enemies, things like that. So here also they say, let those weapons not be trained. The weapon should be trained away. Okay, this is some meaning many people say. So that means we should not be affected. Let anyone affect. That kind of meaning some people give. But the reality is our thoughts. Para also means that which is beyond. Para Prakriti means, the nature which is beyond our comprehension. That which is supreme. Okay. So what we are saying is, let them be trained towards para. Means what should be trained towards? The thoughts which are in our heads. See, ultimately, the whole thing is, we have already looked at Rudra means also mind, the one who is the master of the mind. So there are thousands and thousands of thoughts which are in our head. Okay, which is the hand, bow, weapons, all these analogies there. So in this case, all these thoughts should be trained towards para. Let all of our thoughts be thinking of the Lord. That is the prayer. Okay. Sometimes, because the word heteya means they are capable of becoming weapons. Weapons can be positive also. So in this case, we are saying all the Lord, there are thousands and thousands of thoughts in our head. You make them go towards para. Okay. So that's the meaning which I have sort of given. We will look at a couple of excerpts from Swami's discourses. Para means above all. God transcends all. He is akhanda, limitless, and anirvachaniya, beyond description of words. As God transcends the three stages of time, past, present, and future, and transcends space, pervading everywhere, he is termed Paresha. Para plus Isha becomes Paresha. This is a discourse Swami gave on the 10th of April 1993 in Kodaikanal. So here he's talking about explaining different names of the Lord. So he says Paresha is one of the word. Para means that which is beyond. It's transcendental, which cannot be described by words. It is limitless. So it all denotes that entity which transcends everything. Is para. So parachina mukhakriti means let our thoughts all be beyond this world, describing the Lord. Let them pay attention to the Lord. Okay, so that kind of a meaning we can take. I have another excerpt of Swami. Vyasa defined merit and sin in terms of the good and harm you do to others. Paropakaram and parapedanam. Para should be understood as referring to the divine. Whatever action is conducive to self-realization is meritorious. Whatever action is unspiritual, antagonistic to the self, is sinful. The one self is present in all beings. To differentiate between different beings is sinful. To consider what is one as separate and divided is a sin. Paropakaraya punyaya, to help others is meritorious. The real meaning of the statement is nearness, upa, to the divine. Para is meritorious. Merit consists in getting closer to the Atma, the self. This is the inner meaning of Vyasa's statement. It's a discourse Swami gave in 1997. I think it's very, very nice. So, I thought I will introduce this because apparently Vyasa was asked, you have composed these 18 Puranas. We don't have time and our life is not enough to study that. So Vyasa basically summarized the 18 Puranas. Ashtadasha Puraneshu Vyasasya Vachana Dvayam. Paropakaraya Punyaya Papaya Parapitana. This is the verse that Swami is explaining. So generally Paropakaraya Punyaya means, Paropakara means help other people. Help others is Paropakaraya. That's the general meaning. Paropakara. Parapidana means you harming others. Swami has also made it in English, help ever, hurt never. which all of us quote. Help ever, hurt never. But what is this help ever? Swami is explaining the meaning. Generally, we think, help ever means somebody is suffering, so we go and help. So we have done punya. Somebody is, we should not harm other people. That is avoiding papa. But Swami is giving very nice meaning here. He's taking paropakara as para upakara. Para means, as Swami has said, divine, God, who is beyond everything. Upa is to go near. Kara means action. Every action we do to go near the Lord, that Swami is calling it Paraupakara. We may do service in this world, which Swami calls it social service. But if that is not done with the right attitude, it will not turn out to be Paraupakara. Because even if we are doing help in this world, it should all be done with the intention of going near the Lord. That means we should be able to see the Lord there wherever we are serving. We should be, if we cannot see divinity in the people who we are serving or in everyone around, then we are not practicing Paropakara. So that's the meaning Swami has given. He has given a transcendental meaning, a supreme meaning for the word Paropakara, which is what Swami calls seva or service, which should be done with devotion as an offering to the Lord, with the goal of reaching the Lord. So Paropakara. So I thought it will be very nice to read these words of Swami in this context. Parachina Mukhakriti. That means always our attention should be going towards the Lord. Parachina Mukhakriti. Okay. Paropakara. Paropa. Parachina. Okay. Kridhi Kara. So I saw this word as Parachina Mukhakriti. Let us always move towards near you. Parachina Mukhakriti. Para Achina. Achina means, I think we already looked at Achi. That means we go closer to the Lord. Okay. Near that para. Okay. Parachina Mukhakriti. So we will just look at the, some details. The Rishi apparently is Narada for this mantra. Apparently some commentators say it's Kanva Rishi also. I put both Narada and Kanva. Narada and Kanva. They have Kanva, I don't know whether you all know about Shakuntalam. If you have not go into detail, but you can read up or research. Narada and Kanva, both are given credit for this mantra. As you can see, Narada is always moving towards the Lord. He's moving everywhere. Wherever he goes, the Lord is there. He's the only one who can travel to Vaikunta regularly. Okay, Narada, no doubt. Parachina Mukhakriti. Because his thoughts are dwelling on the Lord. Chandas is Anushtup. Devata, who is praised, is Rudra himself. Rudra himself is praised in this mantra. We look at the Dhyana Shloka. Sarva Papa Haram Devam Sarvabharana Bhushitam Sarvayudha Dharam Dhyayet Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Sarva Papa Haram Devam Sarvabharana Bhushitam Sarvayudha Dharam Dhyayet Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Sarva Papaharam Devam Sarvabharana Bhushitam Sarvayudha Dharam Dhyayet Sarvalok Maheshwaram. We look at the meaning. One should meditate Dhyayet, see Dhyayet, on the Deva, Devam, the Lord of all worlds, Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. this area. Sarva Loka Maheshwara, the great Lord of all the worlds, the destroyer of all sins. Sarva Papa Haram. Sarva Papa Haram. Adorned with all ornaments. Sarva Abharana Bhushitam. Sarva Abharana Bhushitam. Sarva Abharana Bhushitam. Holding all weapon. Sarva Ayudha Dharam. Sarva Ayudha Dharam. So this is the meaning of the words. You know what Swami has said. Sarva Ayudha Dharam means the Lord is holding all the weapons. So all the thoughts are in his own hands. Ayudha. Okay. Ayudha. He is collecting and holding all the weapons. So all our thoughts are in his hands. Sarva Abharana Bhushitam means one who has all kinds of ornaments, all that is best, all that is beautiful, all the good qualities the Lord is adorned with. Sarva Papa Haram. Swami just talked about Papaya Parapidanam. We just read that. Papaya Parapidanam means harming others. So doing anything which goes against our journey to the Lord is Papa. Okay. He destroys that. Sarva Papa Haram. Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. He is the Lord of all the worlds. Whichever world in which we are, the Lord is the Lord. To that Lord, on that Lord, this mantra is Sahasrani Sahasrada Bahuvos Tava Hetaya Tasami Shano Bhagava Parachina Mukha Krithi. So we are praying to the Lord, oh Lord, who is the Lord of all the worlds, has all the weapons in his hands, who is adorned in every possible abharana, who is the destroyer of every sin. On that Lord, we pray and ask him, let our thoughts, let's all be focused on attaining that which is beyond. Parachina Mukhakriti. O Parapakara. O help ever. I think it became a very short class. I'm sorry. That's all I had prepared for today. Because the next mantra is the next Anuvakam. But I had not prepared that. So I will stop here. As you can see, we have completed the 10th Anuvaka, which is much different from the previous Anuvakas until the 9th. The 2nd to the 9th is all Namo Namo, all bowing down, saluting the Lord. But in this 10th Anuvaka, just like the first Anuvaka, there are prayers associated. We are asking the Lord to do this or do that. It's more or less continuing from where the spirit of the first Anuvaka, where we are asking the Lord to whom we have prayed, saluted all this time, to grant us various blessings. All the blessings at many levels, the blessings come, the physical, mental, and spiritual. We can use it in all manners. All of them should be such that it takes us to the final destination, to see the Lord who is beyond everything. That's the essence of this Anuvaka. And we can look at the 10th Anuvaka. So I think with that I will stop. If there are any questions, if anyone would like to ask, please ask. Yes, Kalyani.
Sorry, Uncle, just a few clarifications. So abharanam means ornaments,
Yes.
and then bhushita means to be decorated with?
Yes. Bhushita means one who is decorated, adorned, one who is adorned.
Okay.
Abharana means yes. Again, abharana, is it all jewels, jewelry, or ornaments? It can be multiple things. So,
and so when you were explaining the paropakara punyaya, so for the para pidanam, so pidanam, you said it means to harm?
Harm, yes.
So it really means to anything that harms the self, like the
Exactly.
higher.
Yes.
Okay.
So Swami has said, the real meaning is, see, to consider that one is as separate and divided is a sin.
Oh, okay.
That oneness itself, if we break, if we see distinction, diversity, then we focus on that, then that is freedom.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that goes against that thought of oneness
Okay.
or to the Lord, that kind of one who is separate from us. To differentiate between different beings is sinful, Swami has said. Okay.
Okay.
So that, it's not that we go and harm somebody. Swami says, as soon as you differentiate, then that itself is sinful. Pardon?
Oh, that's so hard to do. I mean, so even if you, as long as you think that you and God are separate, even if you think that you are, so that all that time you're still committing sin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's scary, is it? But its ultimate sense, yes, it is. Then that's why we are born again and again. As long as we are unable to see the divinity in everything, we'll be born again and again and have to go through a painful life. That's what it means. I know Swami keeps the bars raised so high. But yeah.
And then for Parachina, so para, and you said achina means to
Yes.
turn?
Yes, turn towards, yes. It has multiple meanings, but you can say turn towards.
Turn towards. Okay.
Achi.
Achi.
Okay. Yes.
And then abhishtu, does abhishtu also have the meaning of like desire or something like that?
No, it's praising. That's the
Praising,
meaning.
okay.
See, stuti. It comes from that.
Oh, okay.
Abhistuti. Abhishtu. That kind of meaning.
Okay.
The is becomes ish and so on, and third becomes tu. So there are some modifications of that stuti. So it comes from the abhistuti. So abhishtu.
Okay. And then this quotation about the bharta, so bharta also means like a husband or like supporter, right? So,
Yes.
so what does it really mean when Swami is saying sambharta means one who is competent? Yeah, just where sambharta means one who is competent to make nature. So I just didn't understand that sentence.
Yeah. So I have not see. Bharta, sambharta means one who is committed to make nature instrument of the creative. Sam means to bring something together. So that is coming together is the process of creation. So it's actually Bharta is a husband who looks after everything, who carries and sustains. But the same Bharta, when he unites, the creative process starts. So it's a Shiva alone is, he's looking after the world, but when he comes together with Shakti, the creative process are the Purusha and Prakriti. So this creation happens only by the coming together of these two energies. So Sambharta, who is creating the Purusha and Prakriti principle is brought. Sam means coming together.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So Bharta means the Bharta coming together is Sambharta. The Bharta who comes together, who unites with creation, unites with nature to energize the creative process. Jada Chaitanya, Chaitanya is consciousness, Jada is inert. When they come together, this entire creation comes to be. That kind of a sense. Okay. So one who unites. Okay. Like some yoga means coming together in a union. All that. So that in that sense, Swami has used the word Sambharta. Okay. So after all, what is some also can mean that which is auspicious, divine. Okay. So how does anything becomes divine? By uniting with divinity. Divinity is auspiciousness. When we unite with that, then it becomes divine. Like we use the word Shanti. All of them comes from the similar root words.
Mm.
That means we want to merge with the Lord. We want to become divine. We want to, that process is some. It's a sambharta.
And,
Only the
and
Lord is capable.
what is the difference then between Bharta and Sambharta? Like, why is there a separate Bharta Swami's talking about here?
So he's see, Bhagavan, Swami, the sum is implied. The sum is implied. Okay.
Mm.
So that's why Swami is saying it's not only Bharta, but who is Sambharta also.
Oh, okay. So it means the same. It's not like there's two
It is
different.
not two different things, but he has two meanings.
Oh, okay.
The Bharta means a husband is the one who looks after the home.
Mm.
Supposed to be, he
Mhm.
should earn and sustain everyone. But the same Bharta also creates a family also.
Mm.
The family also comes because of the Bharta, that kind of meaning. Then you can say, what is the role of a wife, but the thing is, here it's nature and consciousness, Purusha and Prakriti. When the Purusha is not with the Prakriti, Prakriti will not multiply. So when the Purusha is said, Purusha is the one who sustains the world, gives everything the world needs, but he's also the creator of the process, creation. So Swami is explaining that bha.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay. Thank you, Uncle.
okay, you're welcome. Brother Vimalesan.
Sairam, thank you. No, just a general question. I just to have a better listening. No, this transcendental meanings you give all through the arrows, thoughts, bow, body, or even anything in that manner. That is it? Are they? I don't know which bhashas you refer. So I'm just a little bit interested to know whether they are the interpretations of Swami or Swami's devotees, or even other bhashakaras give that kind of interpretation. Because I have read the literal with the literal meanings and all that, but this kind of thing. So I would like to know the source where you get those interpretations.
So the thing is, brother, there are multiple bhashakaras who I have referred. Okay.
Okay.
So if you take Shayana is the original one which everyone quotes. Then there's Bhatta Bhaskara, there's Ahobila Bhatta, there is Skandadeva, and there's Abhinava Shankara. So I have all 4, 5, 6 of them I refer. Okay.
Right.
Then there is someone called Vishnu Suri.
Okay.
Many of the traditional people don't think that he is a good commentator, but he is also recognized as a commentator.
Okay.
All his bhashyas, commentary are much beyond, brother. They are all of a similar nature. Okay. So that is see, I should show. I can extract, because there is one book which is called Sri Rudram and Purusha Suktam, Swami Amritananda. Okay, you can, if you can, I think you can buy it online also. And he gives certain higher level meanings. Okay, that's number one. But the thing is, some of what I am doing is, each of the words I try to see if Swami has mentioned those words and what's the meaning Swami has given.
Right.
So, for example, you say Parachina. Okay, generally people will say, oh, let your weapons be trained on other people, not on us.
Right.
See, in this world, if it is not on me, somewhere else, let others be killed. I don't consider that, a good. It's like, there are some people give.
But when they say that not other people, they say they are enemies, isn't it?
Yeah, it's enemies. Enemies
Yeah.
means who are not other than us, means that would see. I on this topic, maybe it's on lighter vein. There was one devotee, for an army personnel. He was giving a talk once. He said, I was in this war, in some war he was in. He was saying he was chanting Swami's mantra, and the enemy was shooting and others were all dying and I was saved. This is what he said. The thing is, when you listen, are you happy that others are dying? Type of questions will come. When you say, my enemies also should not die. Because as soon as we think we are enemy, that means we are differentiated. That's why I put the word parapedana. Okay. That, enemy should be harmed. It's not a good thought. Even, then you can say, why are all these wars? Why did Krishna say, kill that person? The thing is, ultimately, it's all in our mind. What should we see? If even Krishna said, kill Duryodhana, he wanted to kill the enmity. I think the classic example is Shishupala. I don't know whether I'm just going off on a tangent, but I think we have time, so I will spend. Shishupala is, someone Krishna had told his mother, I will put up with 100 times. If there's insult by him, I will put up. But beyond that, I will not. So apparently, at the last, when the mark passed, when Yudhishthira was, worshipping him at the yajna to Krishna, offering him the agratambulam, the first honor. Shishupala got up and, berated Krishna and Yudhishthira with bad words, and Krishna is supposed to have killed. So as soon as he was killed, some light emerged from his body and merged in Krishna. So what it means is, we may think he killed just like anyone else, but the Lord is actually killing all that is negative so that person comes to him. All that is not divine in nature. So here also, even if you turn away the weapons from me, means so that something else in this creation is going to be affected by it. But if the entire creation is the Lord, so what does it mean is the question. These are, so some of it, brother, I have also, thought about it, looked at Swami's discourses, and I'm trying to bring them together. These are not my, that's why I'm not saying it's not my words, but I take these words and find them in what Swami has taught. Because the reality is, Swami took avatar, I think, which many people don't recognize. So we all say he is avatar, he has come for Vedodharana. So that means even the Vedas today, the way they are practiced and understood, they are not understood in the best way they were meant to be understood. Even all these commentators have only lived in the past 1,000 or 2,000 years. According to their level of understanding, I'm not saying that they are wrong or anything, but their level of understanding was just that. So my personal view is that we should study them in the light of Swami's teachings.
Right.
So,
okay.
Because that is the real reformation of the Vedas themselves. So there could be problems with the way they are chanted. There could be problem with the way they are interpreted. But we should find the solution in Swami's words. And the reality is, every single word or sentence Swami has spoken, speaks of a very highest truth. And so my personal study is studying these in the light of Swami's teachings.
Okay.
I am also providing other Bhashakara commentaries, just so that, I use them also to understand the words, the grammar, and things like that. But ultimately, the essence of these mantras is what Swami has taught, because he has come to.
Okay, that's what I really want to clear. So that much I understand now. But from what you said, am I right in saying that Vishnu Suri's interpretation more going with Swami's teaching?
You could say that.
And in the other old traditional interpretations are almost literal. Is that correct?
Very correct. Very correct.
That's all I want to clear.
So the thing is, people should not think I am also writing commentary. So I desisted from doing all this, but then that's why I just give excerpts, and so it's for the listeners to figure out what appeals to them. Because the
Okay.
reality is, Rudra is called Upanishad. Upanishad talks the highest truth. Vedanta is Advaita. And the literal meaning sometimes give very dualistic meaning.
Right.
In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Vedas are of the three quality, Trigunya, but so go beyond the three gunas. That's what Krishna says. So most of the commentaries are literal and very dualistic. So ultimately, we should see what is non-dualistic or Advaita, which is the ultimate essence of the Vedas from Upanishad perspective. So that's why I am trying to give excerpts from Swami's discourses and
Okay.
bringing them, seeing them in the light of Swami's teachings.
Right.
People, the
So, but
traditionalists.
at the same time, do you think that many spiritual texts have that kind of quality that they work on both levels? There are at least two levels, or even might be more, but literal and transcendental. So it's. Do you think Sri Rudram is also have that
Yes,
this thing?
yes. Swami says, according to the vessel with which we go to collect water in the ocean, we bring that much water.
Right, right.
Okay, so it's still ocean water, but what we take is limited to what vessels we use to collect.
Right.
So is everything other things are wrong? No, it is not. A concept is taught in a school. The same concept, for example, if you say gravity, the way a grade 3 child learns, a grade 8 child learns, someone who is in the university learns, someone who is doing masters learns, someone who is doing PhD looks at.
Yeah.
It's so different. But is what the child learned in the grade 3 or kindergarten, is it different? No, it's wrong. No. According to that understanding of that child at that level, it's appropriate. And so it's valid. So I think the
Okay.
Vedas are also the same.
Okay.
Depending on what our level of understanding and what we grasp, as long as we put it to positive use, it is beneficial.
Right.
And that meaning is also equally valid.
Okay.
So that is why I am trying to provide all the meanings which are out
Okay.
there. But anyone, whichever they want to take as what appeals to them, I think they're welcome to do so.
Okay. Thank you.
Hi, Ram.
Hi, Ramangal. Just on this, can I just ask a question? So here that word para and achina, so can that para be both para and also para, like both can be there?
Yeah, the word para, actually it comes from para only.
Oh, okay.
So in Sanskrit, everything comes from a small building block, and it expands by addition of various sounds.
Hmm.
So para and para are not too different. Para evolves from para.
And para also has the meaning of other, right? Like
Yes.
other.
Yes.
Okay. So we can also take it to say that, like to turn all your weapons towards anything that is other than the true self. Like,
exactly. But that doesn't exist.
right.
In the dualist world, it exists.
All right.
The ultimate oneness, it doesn't. There's no other.
Hmm.
Okay. So that's why it's these are thoughts which I look at Swami Para. Where is other? If you are all one, where is the other? There's no other.
Mhm.
That means it's a higher understanding level is high.
Mhm.
That's why there is this Annamacharya Kriti. Enta matramu evaru talachina anta matrame neevu. Swami always quotes that. Enta matram, whatever quantity, whatever extent, evaru talachino, whatever they think, anta matrame. To that extent, you serve, you help them. So that's the way God is. How much where we are, according to that, He will bless.
Mhm.
So nothing is wrong. But we need to inquire. That's all I would say. Okay.
Thank you.
So I think it's 10:11. I hope I did not bore you all with too much philosophy or technical information, but I hope it was useful and beneficial. So with those thoughts, if there are no other questions, we can close the session and we'll meet again. I will start the final Anuvaka of Rudram, 11th Anuvaka. Sai Ram, everyone. We'll close with prayers. Om Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Sai Ram, everyone.